What's up guys, it's Burno here for another Pokemon challenge run. Being Pokemon Yellow, only using random gift Pokemon, had a few interesting surprises, but realistically it was an easy run. I had a blast doing that run, go check out that video after this one. In today's challenge run, we're going to see can you beat Pokemon Fire Red, only using Team Rocket's Jessie and James' Pokemon. Jessie and James are the original villains of the Pokemon series, always following Ash and the gang, trying to catch Ash's Pikachu, which they never do of course. Even so, they're considered more of a comical duo, constantly blasting off into the sky. Their Pokemon weren't that bad. We're doing this challenge run to try and get Jessie and James a little bit more respect from the Pokemon universe. We're going to be using original members of Jessie and James' crew, Ekans, which we will allow to evolve into an Arbok, Coughing, which we will allow to evolve into a Weezing. Since these guys evolved in the anime, I saw no reason why not to let them evolve in this run also. And it didn't feel right to use these original guys without using a Meowth as well. Also, Meowth is maybe one of my favourite characters in the show, so I was pumped to use one. Here are the rules for this run. Only Jessie and James' Pokemon will be allowed in battle, and also Meowth. HM slaves will be allowed, so I can get past certain points of the game. No items in battle. Held items are all good, and no stat buffs or exploits of any kind. Also, I've randomized the catching tutorial Pokemon, so comment down below what Pokemon you think that's going to be. And also guys, don't forget to give this video a big thumbs up, smash that subscribe button, and hit that bell so you'll be notified of future videos from myself. With all that out of the way, let's get this run started. I used the Pokemon randomizer software and I replaced Charmander with our first team member of this run, Coughing. We name our Coughing Fartbag and our challenge run has officially begun. I chose Coughing because we don't get access to Coughing until we get Surf and we win our 5th gym badge, so I felt that was a bit late into the game to get our last team member. We can also catch our other team members, Ekans and Meowth, early enough into the game, so I felt Coughing was the best choice for our starter. Coughing's actually a great poison type Pokemon with really high defense, and although we only have the moves Poison Gas and Tackle now, we have access to some great TMs and we can teach Coughing some great moves like Thunderbolt and Flamethrower that's going to come in really handy later on, especially in the Elite Four. Professor Oak gets another random kid to run up to the market, pick up a package of suspicious videos and deliver it to him, and we get the Pokedex. After that we go and take on our rival again. Although we're the same level as the Pidgey, this was a really easy fight. Pidgey hits us with a couple of tackles and a few sand attacks, but we get lucky, we get 2 critical hits and we take out the Pidgey. He then sends out a Squirtle. We start off by using Poison Gas on the Squirtle, just making the battle a little easier for us. Squirtle does hit us with a couple of tackles, but we were never really in any danger because we're so bulky. We continue to hit him with tackle while being damaged by poison, and we take out the Squirtle. It's time guys, make your guess in the comment section down below. Let's see what our catching tutorial Pokemon is going to be. And it's a Totodile, a little Gen 2 starter. Guys, continue to write comments down below. The more comments the video gets, the more it helps the YouTube algorithm. Nothing really to report on until we get to the first gym leader, Brock. The game plan for this battle is to poison the Geodude straight away, start hitting with some tackles, nipping away some health, and the poison does his work, and before we know it, we take out the Geodude. Same game plan for Onix. Once he comes out, we hit him with a Poison Gas. Onix is using Bind on us as well, so he was taking away a lot more health than the Geodude. I got a little bit nervous once we reached 5 HP, but we took out the Onix and we got our first gym badge. I make sure I pick up the Helix Fossil of Mount Moon. Guys, comment down below, who do you think is a cooler Pokemon, Kabutops or Omastar? We make our way to Cerulean City, and here we can catch our next team member, Ekans. We name our Ekans Snake! Ekans has decent speed, decent special defense, and pretty good special attack. Ekans also has the ability Intimidate, which lowers the foe's attack, which is really useful. At the moment we only have the moves Wrap, Leer and Poison Sting, but like Coughing, Ekans has access to a lot of really good TMs like Earthquake and Giga Drain, which are going to come in really handy later on in the game. It's time to give our rival the Whoop Wops again. We find him waiting for us at the beginning of the Nugget Bridge. By the way, we named our rival Loco, because he's loco. We send out Snake first. I just wasn't bothered doing any grinding, so I'm just going to do some switch training until I can use Snake properly. Pidgeot hits Fartbag a few times with Sand Attack, lowering his accuracy, making this fight a little bit more difficult. Once I remembered we have Sludge, which is Stab and a stronger move than Tackle. We hit it with a Sludge and we take it out. Abra has no attacking moves, so we keep hitting with Poison Sting until we take it out. Next out is Rattata, and it's one Sludge in the face is enough to take out the Rattata in one hit. His last Pokemon is none other than Quick GG himself, the Squirtle. Shout out to Quick GG. We hit Squirtle with 2 Sludges, it's enough to take it out, and we defeated our rival again. We smash our way through all the trainers on the Nugget Bridge, head up to Bill's house, grab the SSN ticket, and then we challenge Misty to a fight for our second gym badge. We failed this fight a few times before realising we need to do a little bit of grinding to get our levels higher to give ourselves a better chance. Staryu was never really an issue. One hit from Sludge almost takes it out. Misty decides to use a super potion on it then. The next Sludge we get a critical hit and we take out the Staryu. I realised I needed to grind up Ekans until level 20 until I learned the move Glare if I ever stood a chance of winning this fight. Starmie's just very beefy and very fast, would outspeed us and hit us with Water Pulse, taking us out. Although the extra levels did help, we actually got a little lucky in this fight. Starmie couldn't move because it paralysed the first time. A second bite she got flinched, and a third bite takes out the Starmie and we get our Cascade badge. Now to defeat a Misty, we can go get our last team member Meowth. We name our Meowth Kit Kat. Meowth has great speed and decent attack. He also has the ability Pickup. Although this will not be useful in battle, we might get a couple of rare candies during our travels. Although Meowth only has the moves Scratch, Growl and Bite at the moment, he can learn some great moves by TM that we're going to take advantage of later on in the game. We defeat all the trainers on the SSN and then we take on our rival again. Our rival sends out Pidgeot first, so we send out Fartbag. We outspeed, we hit him with a Sludge. He hits us with a Gust and a Quick Attack, doing very little damage. A second Sludge takes it out. He then sends out Kadabra, so we send out Kit Kat. He outspeeds us, hits us with Confusion, he gets a critical, leaving us on 2 HP. A second Confusion takes out Kit Kat. I then send out Snake! He goes for Kinesis, he misses. We respond with a Bite, almost taking us out. He disables our Bite, so it forces us to use Wrap. He then gives me a mini heart attack, almost takes me out with a Confusion, but a Wrap is enough to take him out. Out next is Raticate, so I send out Fartbag again. One Sludge nearly takes him out. On the second Sludge, we take out the Raticate. Our rival then sends out his last Pokemon, Wartortle. We hit him with a Sludge, doing about half damage. The second Sludge is not enough to take it out. He hits us with a... But the last Sludge takes out the Wartortle and we defeated our rival again. After the battle, our Ekans evolves into an Arbok. Arbok is a significant upgrade from Ekans and he's going to be a really useful member of the team. I then run up to the captain, give him a little cheeky rub on the back. He feels a lot better and he responds by giving us the HM for cut. Since none of my team members can learn the HM cut, I have to go get myself a HM slave, so I catch an Oddish. I name our Oddish Subscribe to remind you guys to hit that subscribe button and support the channel. Thank you for subscribing, you guys are legends. We then go take on Lieutenant Surge and try and get our third gym badge. He sends out his Voltorb, so we send out Coughing. He outspeeds us, hits us with a Shockwave, not doing a lot of damage. We respond with a Sludge, almost taking it out. He uses a Super Potion. The next Sludge doesn't take it out. We get Sonic Boomed in the face and we take it out with one more Sludge. Next out is Pikachu and he goes down to one Sludge to the face. Lieutenant Surge then sends out his only Pokemon I was a little bit worried about, his Raichu. I send out Snake so I can use Glare on the Raichu, paralysing him. We miss our first Glare unfortunately. He hits us with 2 Shockwaves by the time our Glare hits and paralyses Raichu. I know from experience Lieutenant Surge is going to use a full heal on Raichu. So I repeat, I hit him with a second Glare, paralysing him. I then proceed to dig into the ground. He's paralysed, he cannot move. We smash him with Dig. It's not enough to take him out. And a third Shockwave takes out Snake. I then send out Kit Kat just to finish him off. One bite is not enough. Kit Kat actually gets paralysed. He hits us with a Shockwave and even got me a little nervous that Kit Kat didn't have enough to take out the Raichu. But the next bite hits. We take out Raichu and we get our third gym badge. We cruise through the Rock Tunnel, we go through Lavender Town also, and make our way to Celadon City. You know what's next guys, more Team Rocket shenanigans in the game corner, so we have to deal with that for a little while. Nothing really to report here, except we do take on Giovanni to try and get the Silph Scope. Giovanni sends out his Onix, so we send out Snake. Snake digs into the ground, pops up, takes out the Onix in one hit. Next has Rhyhorn, one Water Pulse from Kit Kat, takes out Rhyhorn. Out next is Kangaskhan. I go for Secret Power just to see how much damage it does. It does very little. He hits us with a Tail Whip. We hit him with a Bite, but a Mega Punch from him takes out Kit Kat in one hit. Next out is Fartbag. Although we do hit him with Sludge, almost taking him out, a second Mega Punch is enough to take us out. Out last is Snake. One easy bite from Snake takes out Giovanni, and we also get the Silph Scope, and then we take on the 4th gym. We then take on Erica. She sends out her Victory Bell first, so we send out Snake. As you can see guys, I speeded up this fight a lot because there wasn't really a lot to report on. We paralyzed each other straight off the bat. Victory Bell keeps hitting us with Acid and Giga Drain, which don't do a whole lot of damage, and we keep responding with bites. It's just a matter of time before our bites take it out. At one point Victory Bell does go down to red health, but Erica uses a Hyper Potion, bringing us straight up to full health. A couple of more bites, and we take out the victory bell. Next out is Tangela. Tangela also stalls us a little bit. We hit with a secret power doing good damage, but she responds with a Giga Drain, healing herself and taking some damage off Kit Kat. She then also goes for an Ingrain, but it's lucky enough that she doesn't recover enough health. Another secret power is enough to take out Tangela. The last Pokemon in our way from getting our 4th gym badge is Vileplume, so we send out Fartbag. Surprisingly, Fartbag outspeeds the Vileplume. Although you would expect the Fartbag to be very slow, this is a pretty fast Fartbag. We hit with a second Sludge, we get a lucky critical hit, we take out the Vileplume, and just like that guys, we have our 4th gym badge. Shortly after the gym, our Coughing reaches level 35 and evolves into a Weezing. Weezing's an absolute beast of a Pokemon, really high defense and decent attack and special attack, and he's going to be really useful to the team. We then head back to the Pokemon Tower and we take on our rival Loco again. With the TM we got from Lieutenant Surge, we taught Shockwave to Fartbag. One Shockwave is enough to take out the Pidgeot in one hit. Next out is Execute, so we swap out, we send out Arbok. One bite from Arbok is enough to crack those eggs and take them out in one hit. Meowth wanted a little revenge against Kadabra for taking him out last time. We hit him with a bite, his disable fails, a second bite takes out the Kadabra. Out next is Growlithe. With the TM we got from Misty, we taught Water Pulse to Kit Kat. We hit the Growlithe with a Water Pulse. He responds with a Leer, which does absolutely nothing. A second Water Pulse takes out the Growlithe. Our rival's last Pokemon is Wartortle, so we send out Arbok again. With the TM we got from Erica, we taught Giga Drain to Arbok. This is going to come in really useful, especially later on in game. Since we cannot use items in battle, this is going to give us a good opportunity to recover some health. 2 Giga Drains on Wartortle is enough to take it out, and we've defeated our rival again. We find out Mr. Fuji's not being held against his will for some reason, but we rescue him anyway, and we get the Pokeflute. And it's that time again, it's time to wake up Snorlax. We then head over to the Safari Zone, we pick up the Gold Teeth, and we also don't forget to pick up the HM for Surf. We then head over to the Warden, give him the Gold Teeth so we can get the HM for Strength, and after that we take on Koga for the 5th gym badge. I should have mentioned before we took on Koga, we went around, we battled all the trainers we could possible to get some extra levels. Koga's first Pokemon is a Coughing, so we send a Meowth. Meowth learned the move Fake Out. It's not very strong, but always makes the opponent flinch. It's not a bad strategy to start with. We get a lucky critical slash and we take out Coughing. He then sends out Muck, so we send out Arbok. The game plan was to use Glare to paralyze Muck, and then go for bites, and see do we get lucky with a couple of flinches, and he can't move because of paralysis. But Muck continued to use Minimize, which would increase his evasiveness, so I decided to swap out to Fartbag and take advantage of Shockwave. Shockwave never misses, so as long as he keeps using a Minimize, it doesn't matter because Shockwave's going to hit every time. I sped this fight up guys because there wasn't really anything entertaining to watch. We just keep hitting with Shockwave. Shockwave does not take away a lot of damage. Koga also uses 2 Hyper Potions to bring Muck back to full health, but eventually all those Shockwaves take out the Muck. Out then comes the second Coughing, so we send out Kit Kat again. We repeat the same technique. I go for a Fake Out and then a Slash. The second Slash we don't get a lucky critical hit though. He responds with a Toxic. Doesn't really bother me. Another Slash takes out the Coughing. And now the fight you've all been waiting for, Fartbag versus Fartbag. We taught our Fartbag Flamethrower. We got the TM from the game corner a little bit earlier in the game. We hit him with 2 Flamethrowers doing really good damage, his Sludge doing very little, and a third Flamethrower takes out his Fartbag, and just like that guys, we've got our 5th gym badge. We have to deal with even more Team Rocket shenanigans. Now this time we head to Silphco. We find our rival waiting for us in Silphco, but before we take him on, we need to go for a quick nap. Now that we feel refreshed after our nap, we take on our rival. His first Pokemon is Pidgeot, so we send out Fartbag. We hit him with Shockwave, just doing a little bit over half health. He responds with a Wing Attack, doing very little damage. A second Shockwave is enough to take out the Pidgeot. Next out is Execute, so we make Scrambled Egg out of those eggs. We hit him with a Flamethrower and we take him out. Alakazam is next, and maybe the biggest surprise, 1 Fake Out and a Slash is enough to take out the Alakazam from Meowth. Next out is Growlithe, so we send out Snake. Growlithe intimidates Arbok, lowering his attack. If he didn't do this, this 1 dig would have been enough to take him out. Puts him on red health though. He hits us with Flame Wheel, doing very little damage. We hit him with a bite, we take out the Growlithe. Last out is his big boy Blastoise, so we send out Fartbag. We hit him with a Shockwave, Blastoise responds with the doing very little damage. And the next turn he uses Protect, so stalls us out. Next we hit him with a Shockwave, he hits us with another, but this time he gets a critical, leaves us on 7 HP, but another Shockwave is enough to take out the Blastoise and we defeat our rival again. After that we head upstairs, we take on Giovanni again. He sends out Nidorino, so we send out Snake. Snake starts digging into the ground. Nidorino misses his attack, of course. We pop back up, we hit him with Dig, we take out the Nidorino in one hit. Kit Kat wanted some more juicy revenge from Kangaskhan from taking him out earlier. So we hit him with a Fake Out and then a Slash. And believe it or not, the next Slash we get a critical hit and we take out the Kangaskhan. Next out is Nidoqueen. We intimidate the Nidoqueen, lowering its attack. We start digging into the ground again. She misses her move, we pop up, we hit her with Dig. Nidoking hits us with a Tail Whip, virtually doing nothing. We start digging back into the ground. Body Slam misses, we pop up, hit her with a Dig, leaves her on maybe 1 HP. A second very dangerous Tail Whip, does nothing. One more bite, takes out Nidoqueen. Last out is Rhyhorn, his best Pokemons for last. 1 Giga Drain is enough to take out the Rhyhorn, and we defeated Giovanni again. We saved this crazy old man from certain death, and he rewards us by giving us the Master Ball. We will need this at the very end of the game. Guys, make sure you watch the entire video to find out what we're going to do with this Master Ball. We defeated all the trainers in the fighting dojo, and we picked up ourselves a Hitmonchan. Guys, who's your favourite Pokemon, Hitmonchan or Hitmonlee? We then head next door to the gym, and we take on Sabrina to try and get our 6th gym badge. She sends out Kadabra first, we send out Kit Kat. Fake Out nearly takes out the Kadabra on its own. Sabrina uses a Hyper Potion, but 1 Slash is enough to take out the Kadabra. She sends out Mr. Mime, so we send out Snake! We start hitting Mr. Mime with some Bites. Bites is a Dark type move, of course, which is super effective against Psychic types. She uses a Calm Mind, which saves her just about before getting taken out. She uses a Hyper Potion, bringing Mr. Mime back up to full health. We hit her with a couple of more bites. We're lucky enough we get another flinch, and another bite takes out Mr. Mime. Kit Kat's had some luck against Alakazams recently, so we try it out again. A Fake Out does good damage. Alakazam outspeeds us, hits us with Psychic, almost taking us out, but a Slash is enough to take out the Alakazam. And then 1 hit from Flamethrower from Fartbag on Venomoth is enough to take out the Venomoth, and we've gotten our 6th gym badge. That was maybe our easiest battle so far. We then head over to the Pokemon Mansion on Cinnabar Island. We grab a secret key so we can access the next gym. We then head over and take on Blaine to try and get our next gym badge. Blaine sent out his Growlithe first, so we send out Kit Kat. He intimidates Kit Kat, lowering its attack, which isn't ideal. We hit with a Fake Out first to flinch it. We almost take it out with a second Slash. He responds with a Fire Blast, doing just over half. Blaine then uses a Hyper Potion, bringing Growlithe up to full health, but 2 Slashes is enough to take out the Growlithe. Out next is Ponyta, so we send out Snake! Snake digs into the ground. Ponyta goes for a Fire Blast and misses, of course. Snake pops out, hits Ponyta, takes her out in 1 hit. Out next is Rapidash, so we keep Snake in. Snake digs into the ground again, while Rapidash goes for a Fire Blast and misses. Blaine's a bit of a one-trick pony. He only seems to ask his Pokemon only to use Fire Blast over and over again. We do get hit with a Fire Blast. Blaine then uses a Hyper Potion, restoring Rapidash to full health again. I go for a Giga Drain by mistake. I goofed up here a little bit. I wanted to go for a dig. We get hit with our 2nd Fire Blast, but we dig into the ground. Of course, Rapidash's next Fire Blast missed, and 1 more dig is enough to take out the Rapidash. Blaine's last Pokemon is his level 47 Arcanine. Arcanine also has the ability Intimidate, so it lowers Kit Kat's attack straight off the bat. I didn't really have much hope for Kit Kat since he was already so weak, but I decided to throw him out just to see how he gets on. We use Attract on the Arcanine straight away. He's immobilized by Love twice. We keep hitting him with Slashes while he's continued to be immobilized by Love. But unfortunately he shakes off the Love for Kit Kat, hits him with a Fire Blast and takes Kit Kat out. We then send out Arbok to finish off the job. Arbok intimidates Arcanine, lowering his attack, although it's a little bit of overkill because 1 dig is enough to take out the Arcanine. We defeated Blaine and we got our 7th gym badge. No time to waste, we head back to Viridian City and we take on Giovanni for our 8th and last gym badge. He has an obsession with Rhyhorns, surely he could have let one of them evolve. His first Rhyhorn's out. We go for a dig into the ground. He misses his Scary Face. We hit him with Dig, taking just over half. He does hit us with Scary Face, but it doesn't lower our speed enough. We still outspeed the Rhyhorn. He goes for another Scary Face. The 2nd dig takes out the Rhyhorn. Out next to Dugtrio, and a combination of Fake Out and Slash is enough to take out the Dugtrio without receiving any damage. Out next is Nidoqueen, so we send out Snake. Snake digs into the ground. Nidoqueen goes for an Earthquake. Earthquake will still hit you even if you're underground. Almost taking out Snake. We do hit with Dig, but it's not enough to take it out. And she finishes it off with a 2nd Earthquake. Out next is Fartbag, and he finishes off Nidoqueen with a Flamethrower. Out next is Nidoking. Nidoking tries to hit us with an Earthquake, but Fartbag has the ability Levitate, so it doesn't hit us. A second Flamethrower is enough to take out the Nidoking. Giovanni saves his best Pokemon for last, is Rhyhorn, so we send out Kit Kat. Of course, we flinch Rhyhorn straight away using Fake Out, and then we use Attract. To be honest, I wasn't really too sure why I used Kit Kat. Rhyhorn's ground rock type, so our normal attacking moves are not going to be very effective against the Rhyhorn. So eventually, after one or two slashes, I realised we're not going to do much damage, so we swap out for Fartbag. On the way out, Fartbag gets hit by a scary face, lowering our speed, but this is one pretty fast Fartbag, and you will see, guys. We still outspeed, we hit it with a Flamethrower, it's not enough to take it out. Rhyhorn goes for another scary face, lowering our speed, but we're still faster. We hit it with a Flamethrower, we take out the Rhyhorn, we've defeated all 8 gym leaders, and now it's time to go take on the Elite Four. But first, we need to take on our rival again. We find our rival waiting for us at the entrance of Victory Road, and he challenges us to a fight. He's got 6 Pokemon now, he's a lot beefier, but he's not beefy enough to take on the original trio of Team Rocket. He sends out Pidgeot first, which we hit with a Thunderbolt. Pidgeot uses Feather Dance on us, lowering us our attack, which literally does nothing. A second Thunderbolt takes out the Pidgeot. Alakazam's next, so we send out Kit Kat. Kit Kat has become an expert Alakazam taker outer. One Fake Out and a Slash is enough to take out the Alakazam. Next out is Growlithe, so we send out Snake. With the TM that we got for defeating Giovanni, we thought Earthquake to Snake, and one Earthquake is enough to take out the Growlithe without receiving any damage. His next Pokemon is Rhyhorn, so we live Snake in. We hit Rhyhorn with an Earthquake and we take it out in one hit. Next out is Blastoise, we send Fartbag back out. We went to the game corner, we got the TM for Thunderbolt and we thought it's a Fartbag. We hit Blastoise with a Thunderbolt. Blastoise sets up a Rain Dance. A second Thunderbolt isn't enough to take out the Blastoise. He hits us with a doing surprising amount of damage because of the rain, and another Thunderbolt is enough to take out the Blastoise. Our rival's last Pokemon is Execute. We hit Execute with a Flamethrower, but because of the rain, our fire move has been a little bit weakened, so it's not enough to take it out. Execute stalls us a little bit by paralyzing us. On the next turn, he sets up for a Solar Beam. We hit him with a second Flamethrower, and we take out the Execute, and we defeated our rival again. Will we be seeing Loco again? Guys, you're going to have to watch and find out. We smash through Victory Road, and before we enter the Elite Four, we use all the rare candies that we gathered during the game. Before we head in and take on the Elite Four, a quick team review. I'm pretty happy how Arbok and Weezing turned out. I'm pretty worried about Meowth though. He's been okay up to this point, but when taking on really hard trainers like Lance and our rival, I don't know how much use Meowth is going to be. It's time, guys. Let's find out, can the original trio of Team Rocket take on the Elite Four? First Elite Four member is Lorelei. She sends out her Dewgong first, so we send out Fartbag. We hit Dewgong with a Thunderbolt, doing just over half. Dewgong wastes a move using Safeguard. Second Thunderbolt takes out the Dewgong. Her next Pokemon is Slowbro. We hit Slowbro with a Thunderbolt, doing just over half damage. Slowbro responds with a Surf, doing a decent amount of damage itself, but a second Thunderbolt is enough to take out the Slowbro. Her next Pokemon is Cloister, and one Thunderbolt to the jaw is enough to take that out in one hit. Next out is Jinx. We switch it up, we hit her with a Flamethrower, just doing over half as well. We get a Lucky Burn. Ice Punch then hits, leaving us on 17 HP, but another Flamethrower is enough to take out the Jinx. Lorelei's last Pokemon is the only one I had an issue with, was Lapras. Lapras is pretty bulky. We send out Kit Kat to see what it can do. We do our traditional Fake Out and Slash combination. She hits us with a Confuse Ray. Kit Kat hits itself due to confusion. Nearly drowns in a Surf. You know, guys, cats don't like water. It hits itself again and it takes itself out. I sent Fartbag out again. I was hoping a Thunderbolt was enough to take it out, but it wasn't. He hits us with a Surf and takes out Fartbag. We then send out our last Pokemon, Arbok. Lapras uses a Citrus Berry to recover a little bit of health, but then Lorelei uses a full restore. We exchange a few blows back and forth. We hit Lapras with a few Earthquakes and a few Giga Drains. We do get confused, but luckily enough we didn't hit ourselves through confusion. A second full restore restores Lapras back into full health. Again, a couple of more Giga Drains and Earthquakes chip away at the health of Lapras. Then I remembered, wait a second, I thought Snake Hyper Beam, so we go for a Hyper Beam, we take out the Lapras and we defeat Lorelei. It's time to take on Bruno, the next Elite Four member. Bruno sends out his Onix first, so we send out Arbok. Arbok intimidates the Onix, lowering his attack, which is useful. We go for an Earthquake, doing just over half damage. Onix responds with a Rock Tomb, lowering our speed, but as you can see, we're still fast enough to outspeed the Onix next time, and one bite takes it out. Out next is the second Onix. The second Onix actually outspeeds us and hit us with an Earthquake, but luckily enough we went for a Giga Drain, we got a critical hit, and we take it out and we recover a lot of HP. Next out is Hitmonchan, so I send out Kit Kat. I do my traditional fake out to make him flinch first. I use Aerial Ace, but then he hits us with a Sky Uppercut, super effective, and takes out Kit Kat in one hit. I send out Fartbag to avenge Kit Kat. He hits Hitmonchan with a Sludge and he takes him out. Next out is Hitmonlee, so I keep Fartbag in. We hit him with a Sludge. We also get a lucky Poison. He misses his Mega Kick. This is when Bruno starts using full restores on Hitmonlee, so I just keep hitting him with Sludges. But the next time I notice that I have an opportunity to set up a little bit, so I change it up. I go for a couple of double teams. I'm very wary of the Machamp later on. His Machamp is an absolute beast and could take us out. As you can see, he used the second full restore while we continue to use double team. At this point I said, enough's enough, time to take out Hitmonlee. He continues to miss because of our evasiveness is increased. A second Sludge takes it out. Out next is the crazy four-armed beast Machamp. We hit him with a Sludge, we get a lucky Poison. He goes for a Scary Face but misses because of our double teams. A second Sludge does good damage. He does actually hit us with Scary Face. Not really make me worried. Machamp recovers some health with a Citrus Berry, but it's pretty much cancelled out because of the poison. He does actually hit us with a Cross Chomp, but does very little, and a Sludge takes it out and we defeat Bruno. Next Elite Four member is Agatha. She uses Poison type Pokemon. Her first Pokemon is Gengar, so we send out Arbok. To my surprise, we outspeed the Gengar, we hit it with a Bite. She then uses Double Team. Got me a little nervous, but we were lucky. Our next bite was a critical, and we take out the Gengar without receiving any damage. Her next Pokemon is Haunter, and this was even easier. After one bite, Haunter uses Curse, ultimately killing himself. Puts a curse on us, but we just exchange out. Her next Pokemon is her second Gengar. She puts Fartbag to sleep, so I decide just to exchange out back into Snake. She hits Snake with a Shadow Ball, doing okay damage. We hit her with a couple of bites while she missed Hypnosis, but the third Hypnosis hits, puts us to sleep. She then uses Nightmare on us. Nightmare will take a little bit of health away from us each time we are asleep. This is nowhere near as bad as Dream Eater. Eventually we wake up, we hit with a bite, she uses a full restore, and after 3 more bites, we take out the Gengar. Next out is Golbat, so I send out Fartbag, even so Fartbag is asleep. Eventually we wake up though. We are confused from Confuse Ray, and we hit ourselves Confusion twice. But then the third time we hit with a Thunderbolt, doing massive damage, also paralysing Golbat. Agatha then uses a full restore, but the next Thunderbolt is a critical hit, and we take out the Golbat. Agatha's last Pokemon is Arbok, so we leave Fartbag in. We hit Arbok with a Thunderbolt, doing okay damage, realising it's going to take at least 3 Thunderbolts to take it out. She hits us with an Iron Tail. The next Iron Tail misses though, and the third Thunderbolt is enough to take out the Arbok, and just like that we've defeated Agatha. We then take on Lance, the last Elite Four member, and as per usual, Lance is really difficult and I had to try this fight a couple of times until I got it right. He sends out Gyarados first, so we send out Fartbag. We hit Gyarados with a Thunderbolt, almost taking it out, and he responds with a Dragon Rage. I suspect that Lance is going to heal Gyarados, so I take this opportunity to use Double Team a couple of times to increase my evasiveness. Eventually he does hit us a couple of more times, and we need to eat our Citrus Berry to restore a bit of health, so I go on the attack. I hit him with a Thunderbolt, and he misses Dragon Rage, and a second Thunderbolt takes out the Gyarados. Next out is Aerodactyl. Aerodactyl outspeeds us, but misses his wing attack. We respond with a Thunderbolt, doing just over half damage. His next wing attack misses also, and our next Thunderbolt is enough to take out the Aerodactyl without receiving any damage. He then sends out his Dragonite a little earlier than he normally does. We hit it with a Thunderbolt, and we get the lucky Paralyze. He continues to miss because our evasiveness is increased because of the double teams. So we hit him a couple more times with the Thunderbolt, but eventually he shakes off the paralysis, he hits us with Outrage, and he takes out Fartbag. Dragonite then chows down on a Citrus Berry, increasing a little bit of its health. We use Attract on Dragonite, so not only is he paralysed, he's immobilised with Love. We then go on the offensive. We hit him with a couple of slashes. We get a critical hit on the first one, he's paralysed, and the next slash takes out the Dragonite. Out then next is the first Dragonair, so we send out Arbok. Arbok uses Earthquake, which takes over just a little over half damage. Dragonair responds with an Outrage, and it does very little damage. Arbok is actually surprisingly beefy, and a second Earthquake is enough to take out the Dragonair. After Meowth's heroics earlier taking out a Dragonite, we send him out to take on the Dragonair. We flinch him first with Fake Out of course, and then hit him with a Slash. He responds with Thunder Wave, but we gave him a Chia Berry earlier so it cures his paralysis. The next slash is a critical. We take out the Dragonair, we defeated Lance, and we have one battle left against our rival Loco. We've made it, guys. Let's find out, can the original trio of Team Rocket take out Loco? His first Pokemon is Pidgeot, so we send out Fartbag. We hit him with a Thunderbolt, doing just over half damage. He responds with an Aerial Ace. Not worried at all. Another Thunderbolt takes out the Pidgeot. Out next is Alakazam, so we send out our professional Alakazam Exterminator Kit Kat. Of course, we use Fake Out to get the initial flinch. Alakazam responds with a Psychic, almost taking us out, leaving us on 5 HP. Alakazam goes for a Future Sight, so it gives us the opportunity to slash it down and take it out. Next out is Exeggutor, so we hit him with a Flamethrower, we get a lucky critical hit, and we take him out in one hit. Next out is Rhydon, so we send out Snake. Snake outspeeds, hits Rhydon with an Earthquake, doing roughly 50% damage. Rhydon wastes a turn by using Scary Face. We have to eat that Future Sight that Alakazam set up earlier in the fight. I then switch it up, I go for Giga Drain to recover some health I lost earlier, and we take out the Rhydon. I send out Kit Kat first against Arcanine so he gets intimidated, so it doesn't intimidate anyone else. We do manage to get a Fake Out in before Extreme Speed takes us out. I then send out Arbok, he lowers Arcanine's attack. I go for an Earthquake, it's super effective, doing massive damage but not enough to take it out. He does manage to hit us with a Flamethrower, but a second Earthquake is enough to take out the Arcanine. I'm just about dead, so when Blastoise comes out, I go for a Hyper Beam just to make sure I do some damage before I go down. He uses Hydro Pump on Snake and takes him out. I'm down to my last Pokemon, Fartbag. He of course goes for a Thunderbolt on the Blastoise. It's not enough to take him out, although we do paralyze him. He goes for a Rain Dance, so if he uses something strong like a Surf, it's probably going to take us out. This Citrus Berry actually brings him out of healing range, so he doesn't use a full restore, and one Thunderbolt, and just like that we've defeated the champion Loco. Our challenge, guys, is done and dusted. We got an answer to the question, can you beat Pokemon Fire Red with the original trio of Team Rocket, and the answer is yes. Everybody in Team Rocket is celebrating as we take our place in the Hall of Fame, but our boss Giovanni, he's not satisfied. He still wants us to do one more thing. We need to catch one more Pokemon. We make our way to the cave in Cerulean City to catch that Pokemon. And that Pokemon is Pikachu. We got our Master Ball in hand, we throw, we catch ourselves the Pikachu. After years trying to get a Pikachu, we finally got him. Thank you guys so much for watching, I really appreciate every single one of you guys. If you liked the video, guys, please hit that subscribe button and support the channel. The more support we get, the more content I can make for you guys. Also, don't forget to hit that like button and write a comment down below. What did you like about the video and what challenge run do you think I should do next? Until next time, guys, I hope everyone has a great day.